All right, and speaking of anime licenses, Nozomi Entertainment. It's funny, I just said their name during the talking about Gintama, but apparently for some reason I can't pronounce them when I'm talking about Aria the animation or Aria the animation. So they licensed this show, and this is super interesting, and I'm really loving that companies are starting to do this now. And I say this because I think that it can get more anime done, at least in my opinion. I know like some people don't like Kickstarter, but before I get into that, yeah, so Aria the Animation, they licensed it. So they paid the money up front already to license the show. So the show's already licensed, so it's coming out either way. So this is a bit different having a Kickstarter for Aria the Animation than like having a Kickstarter for a video game. Because Kickstarter for a video game, the game hasn't come out yet. They still have to make the game. This anime obviously is already out in Japan, and they already licensed it. The license won't lapse if they don't, this Kickstarter doesn't get funded. The Kickstarter is to fund the English dub, and that is what I'm enjoying, is seeing companies trying to fund their English dubs through crowdsourcing, because English dubs are very expensive. So I don't know if you know this, Tristan, or people listening, watching at home. English dubs can cost the lowest $13,000 per episode, the highest like $30,000. Because think about it, Tristan, you don't have to just pay actors. You have to pay actors, you have to pay people to mix in the audio, people to translate the scripts, people to adapt the scripts. Because yes, you could argue the translation budget is going to just be, it's going to be lumped into the subtitle budget. But you still have to have someone comb through the script and make it workable with mouth flaps. Right, and then you have to pay for time in the studio, because you have to have the actors come in and go, okay guys, we literally only have 3 hours in this studio. We got to make this work. Come on. Right. So you have to pay for time in the studio. Keep your lights on, right? If you're, depending on, even if you have your own studio, you still have to pay for that studio separately. So yeah, it is not cheap to make anime dubs. You can go real cheap, but you'll tell. You can easily tell. I remember there was one company, I think it was, it was Animax Asia, and I think they even dubbed Rurouni Kenshin at one point. They're one of the dubs from Rurouni Kenshin. Right. But don't quote me, I don't remember their name. All I know is apparently they were telling people, hey, don't worry, we'll give you really cheap dubs. And people got what they paid for.
And so they did.
Yeah. I don't know how cheap they were, but I think they were less than the 13,000 mark.
Right.
Yeah, and that was a problem. So my point is that I don't think that this is trying to milk the fan base. Because some people don't like Kickstarter, Tristan. They're like, you're trying to milk a fan base, you should just pay for this yourself. But regardless, the anime is coming out.
Right.
So, I don't know, like, what's your take on it? Because I think that the anime is coming out regardless. It's really nice that they're doing this because it gives fans a chance to interact, right? So, like, what's your take on the Kickstarter?
I mean, I feel like as long as the company that's using the Kickstarter delivers on what they're promising, as long as people get what they pay for and it's a decent product, I mean, I don't see that there's a problem with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, by the way. I want to mention that obviously, this has been done before. Funimation did this for the redub of Vision of Escaflowne. So it's not even something like, even a company like Funimation was like, hey, let's test the waters. Test the waters with this. And I believe there's another company, something green, and they were actually a really young company, and it was such a beautiful moment because it was their first anime. They really just wanted to do skip beat. It was from the creative mind behind it. I believe she had released a lot of Yuri manga in America before legally. So she'd worked with manga, but anime was a new thing. And so she licensed the anime from the company in Japan, but when it came to the dub, the company said, hey, it has to be. That's the other thing too, by the way. Some companies say, hey, you need to put a dub on this.
Right.
So they said, listen, the skip beat anime has to have a dub on it. And they released the Kickstarter. It wasn't a Kickstarter. They released the crowdfunding on Indiegogo, and it didn't work. It didn't reach their goal.
Right.
They ended up putting it on Kickstarter, and it made even more money than their goal. And I was so happy for them because this was someone who really loved skip beat. Yeah. And I'm not a fan. I've never really heard much about it. and it doesn't even seem like my cup of tea. It's a shoujo anime, so I
Right.
don't even think I would want to see it now that I heard about it. The success through the Kickstarter, but
You
I'm
can
not.
still appreciate the fact that they were
Yeah.
able to have a successful Kickstarter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I want this to have a successful Kickstarter as well. Right now, they have 25 days to go, and their goal is, I believe, let me see here, 110,000. And oh dang, they've already gotten up to 108,000, 108,307. Now, it doesn't seem like this is a flexible goal. And what that means is there are some Kickstarters nowadays that have flexible goals that even if you don't make the whole amount, you can still say, hey guys, don't worry, we'll work with what you've given us and we'll make this work. Right? This isn't flexible. So even though there's only 25 days to go, be vigilant, everybody. I can't make a call to action if I can't pronounce words. Be vigilant, everybody. Definitely, if you haven't heard about this, go check it out. Yeah, check out trailers for the anime. See if you like it before, because this is a dub for the Blu-ray. And let's see here some of because what I think is the coolest thing about Kickstarter is some of their rewards. So let's see what some of the rewards are here. You can get obviously a normal message like saying, hey, thank you. That's a normal one. You can get a digital wallpaper. That's normal. You can get a special thanks. Okay, a backer badge download. All right, wallpaper. You can sneak peek at the production process, clips, and more. That's really sweet. Okay, 25 or more is where things start getting intense. You can actually get... oh, right, I almost forgot. Nozomi Entertainment is a subsidiary, or at least is a company that's owned by Right Stuff. So when they say, oh, Right Stuff owns G Gundam, it's probably going through Nozomi Entertainment. I almost forgot about that. The reason why I'm saying this is because there apparently is a mystery bonus from RightStuffAnime.com. So anyone that's like, that sounds interesting, well, yeah, because Nozomi is owned by Right Stuff. Let's see here. For $30, a pen pal. What? This reward tier includes all the bottom ones, and plus a stationery set you can use for notes and scribbles, and a sticker set featuring characters from the show. Well, that's sweet. 40 or more is a stylish pen pal. What else are you getting? Oh, a t-shirt. Okay. 50, you're getting, let's see, you can get the Blu-ray set itself. Okay, so finally at the $50 mark is where you get the Blu-ray set. And it seems like 78 people have backed that so far. Which, $50 for an anime Blu-ray, it doesn't seem like that's off.
No.
No, especially having to mark something up for the Kickstarter. For anyone who doesn't know this, you mark things up for your Kickstarter because you have to think of shipping, as well as the fact that you also need to think of funding it and how much it costs to make the item. So they have to make, they're probably only 78 people backed it. They have to make 100 of them already. So you have to think about that cost to go to 100. And then, think, okay, because this isn't an exclusive, it's not like they're making an exclusive Blu-ray just for the Kickstarter. So then they have to think, okay, we can sell the excess stock on Right Stuff, thankfully. But, if they didn't have an online store like Right Stuff attached to them, it may be harder to, to kind of pass it off. And then 55, you end up getting, what else do you get? It just seems like you're adding $5 more. What do you... It says that you can save, but I'm confused. You're paying $55. What are you doing? And of course the tiers go up higher and higher from there. But yeah, so please guys, support this. I would really hope for it to get funded. It's funny because I didn't even click on the play button on the Kickstarter to see if it's an anime that I would like. From what I read about it, it doesn't really seem like a kind of anime. I mean, from some of the screenshots, it looked kind of funny. So, in the same way that Skip Beat, I think, is a comedy, so I might actually want to check those out just to tickle my funny bone. But, yeah, I mean, if you like it, then here, donate to it if you haven't already. If you don't like it, maybe you can, test it out, see if it's something you'd like, and if not, you can, just easily sell it on eBay or something like that. So, yeah.